Bulls do indeed still suck. Yes, they still suck. The Chicago Bulls down by 19 points at halftime. They did score 50 points in the half, so shout out to them there. Bulls right now shooting the ball 41% from the field, not terribly bad in any stretch of the imagination. Where the Bulls are getting killed at right now is on the boards. They're being out rebounded by 8 already in the first half of this game, and that's something that's just killing the Bulls right now. They're getting turnovers. They forced the Boston Celtics to having 9 turnovers so far in this game, whereas the Bulls have only had 3. But the Bulls haven't really been able to capitalize. It's like every time they get on the fast break, they do something stupid. Like I've never, well, let me not say I've never seen anything like it, but like this team is just struggling right now, man. It's struggling. They got 11 points off turnovers, which is more than the Boston Celtics, but they've left a lot to be desired when it comes to that as well. So like I said in the pregame show and also in the pre-recorded video today, all of the Boston Celtics strengths play into weaknesses of the Chicago Bulls, and they are really just they're the better team, and they should look like the better team, and that's what they do right now. I honestly, and I will say this, maybe you guys agree, maybe you disagree. It really doesn't seem like the Boston Celtics are taking the Chicago Bulls seriously right now. Like, I truly feel this league could be closer to 25-30 if the Boston Celtics really, really just wanted to kill the Bulls. They're spreading the ball around. They're taking their time on the offensive side of the ball. Not really much different, but they're shooting 65% from the field and 54% from three-point range, already making 13 three-pointers to the Chicago Bulls 6. They have over double the amount of three-pointers that we have right now. They just look like a team that's just better coached, better prepared, better talent. And yeah, I don't think anybody expected anything different when it came to the Chicago Bulls team. Like, the Boston Celtics are clearly the better team, and they're playing like the better team. That's just it. They're playing like the better team. Benny says there's a good chance we won't win a game until next year. I literally just said that on the pregame show, brother. I don't know if you were there or not. There's that I have the Chicago Bulls favored for right now. Only 2. Just 2 games. That's it. And so because of that, it's like, hey man, yeah, 2 games I have them favored for. 2. So we don't want to guard the 3 at all. Almost dropped 70 on us going into the half is crazy. Listen, this team is listen, they are who we thought they were. Like, let's just be clear on that. They are who we thought they were. Remember back in the days when Andre was a franchise center and all of our trash big men who were backups would always have a field day against him? Now you see why he's a backup center. Listen, that's why when people are like, start Drummond, that solves all our issues. I'm like, hey, listen, I get it that he brings the stuff that Vooch doesn't, but that does not solve all of our issues, man, at all. El Trapo's in the building. He says, I'm watching the game live in the Boston in the front. Caruso's the only man making the impact. The Bulls just walked into locker rooms with their heads. They should. They suck. Like that. Listen, they don't deserve to have their heads held high. My dad has a saying. Well, let me not say it's a saying. I think I heard him say it one time in my life, but it stuck with me. Broke people should never laugh. I never understood what that meant, right? This team is broken. They should never laugh. What you laughing about? You ain't got, I mean, maybe to laugh to keep from crying, but you ain't got nothing to laugh about. You broken. Like, it is what it is, man. Levine 2 points with the basket coming in the last 20 seconds of the half. What a fucking joke. Listen, at the end of the day, this team is who we thought they were, and maybe even less than what we thought they were in some cases. Like, it's a struggle right now. This team is a bad basketball team, and it's not getting better anytime soon. It's not. It just isn't. So, that just is what it is at this point. Not a bad game so far. Just because we're not down by 30 like we should doesn't mean this is not a bad game. This is ugly, bro. This is the Boston Celtics are literally getting whatever. You know what? This is like when you're the big cousin and the little cousins play fighting with you, and you just put your head on their head and just let them swing until they get tired. That's basically what the Boston Celtics are doing. They're looking at the Chicago Bulls and be like, oh, that's cute. That's cute. Y'all get tired at some point. They know they can take this game over whenever they want to. Like, that's just is what it is. The Boston Celtics are not concerned with the Chicago Bulls by any stretch of the imagination. They aren't. Like, it is what it is. But yeah, Omar in the building. Omar says Zach is hurting his own trade value. I've said this before. I always say this to you guys. Like, teams have years of data on Zach LaVine. I don't think he's really hurt. I think teams are smart enough to be like, hey man, he just wants up out of there. Listen, if a team would trade for fat James Harden when he had on that fat suit, listen, Zach LaVine's trade value is what it is. Sidney says Paul's doing much better in my opinion. Oh, listen, he outplayed Zach LaVine. The person on the rookie scale deal outplayed the $215 million man. So there you go on that one. I thought he said broke people should never laugh. I was like, damn. No, he did say that. I just changed it to broken people because these players are broken. But yeah, it's broke people should never laugh. There's a broke people should never smile, which is even worse. It was one of the two. But yeah. Caruso plays 3 games, then missing for 2 games on an injury. Plays super hard, gets injured, repeat cycle. I trade Zach, Alex, and Pat for OG and Trent. You're not like stop playing 2K, bro. Stop playing 2K. Mr. Hill says, I don't want to white knight for DeMar, but y'all out of pocket. Is there a lot to be desired? Yes, but our offense literally lives and dies with DeMar, which isn't good, but it is what we got for real. I'd say we've moved away from this offense living and dying by DeMar DeRozan because DeMar's had some terrible games. And listen, when you on the season have a game where you're negative 31 and negative 29, and so far in this game, what he's negative 11. I'm sorry, you can white knight for DeMar DeRozan all you want, but even in your white knighthood, come to the realization that DeMar DeRozan, while he scores a lot of points, he's had a negative point differential 13 out of his 15 years. You know what that means? The teams outscore while he's on the court. So yeah, he scores and it's going to look pretty at times, absolutely pretty. But wins, it doesn't necessarily translate to there, my guy. But hey. Let's see what else we got. Little Famo's in the building. C's need to win by 23 to be in the in-season tournament playoff or something like that. That's why they're shooting so many threes. This hurts so much seeing my team like this. No, it has nothing to do with that. The Boston Celtics average the second or third most threes in the league anyway. So they're not doing it just because believe me, they're not doing anything because of the in-season tournament. This is just how Boston likes to play. And the Chicago Bulls are one of the weakest teams at defending the three-pointer anyway. So that's just going to open things up. Let me go back to the average. I just want to see again. The Boston Celtics average the second most three-pointers again. They average 43 three-pointers per game. 43 three-pointers per game. So, no, this ain't got nothing to do with no in-season tournament. This is just how this team plays, and they see an inferior opponent in front of them, and they said, all right, bet. Technically, listen, they're on pace to match their base close to their average for the season. So no, this is just how they play, brother. See what else we got. There's a report that came out that if the Bulls trade with the Lakers, they'll demand Austin Reeves. Yeah, I saw that. I'll get a video out on that. I almost got a video out on it before this game, but I kind of wanted to focus on it. I mean, listen, if you do trade Zach LaVine, I do think that you should demand Austin Reeves back. Like I think that makes sense. That fits what we've heard they want. A young, talented player in salary cap filler and multiple first round picks. So it is what it is. The report also states the Lakers are more interested in DeMar than Zach. That doesn't surprise me. Shorter term salary, less salary. They can go to the drawing board. He also, is a veteran there as well. So we'll see. Find it so funny that these motherfuckers haven't even noticed that Boston Celtics are small at the center. They do. They don't. You can notice something all day long, but if you don't know how to go about taking advantage of it, it's not going to lead you anywhere. So that's just is what it is. Nothing is working for this team. We can't just play through Vooch. LaVine and DeMar ISO just isn't working anymore. We got to stop with that. This team doesn't isolate a lot. They isolate less than 5% of the time, which is below league average now. So it's not isolation. It looks. Here's the thing, and I want to point this out as well. A lot of this looks like isolation at times when it's not, and that's because players don't move without the ball. So it looks like a player's just sitting out there doing everything because everybody else is watching them. I don't think we run as much isolation as what some people have you believe. When Alex Caruso is the only one out there who really goes and moves without the ball consistently, it's going to look like that. It's definitely going to look like that. By the end of the season, Vooch will weigh around 350. Nah, he won't. Vooch does. Vooch always stays in shape, like to the Middle European, Middle Eastern type of shape. Like he's not going to be ripped, but he always is going to stay in shape. Vooch isn't somebody who's not going to put in that work. At least to get fat. Like he's not going to get fat. Who are you correcting, Prove? What happened? What's going on here? Who's proved me wrong getting that? Somebody must have pissed him off. How's your mental health holding up, Haize? Covering the Bears and the Bulls has got to be depressing. Any strategies for keeping your mind right? Chicago sports fan need some help, man. I mean, look, I just never like as much as I am emotionally invested in these teams. It's easy for me to also separate from because my real life is happy as hell. Like it is what it is. You gotta have happiness first in life, and then don't let sports mess you up too bad, man. That's it. Christian Jones says Mark Cuban is selling the majority stake of the Mavs for 3.5 billion. Jerry should do the same thing, get 5 billion. He's not going to do it. He's too stubborn. He's too stubborn. Um, it's all about fundamentally sound basketball. Celtics are fundamentally sound, while the Bulls look like guys playing in the wreck. Facts. Looks like a team that has not played basketball together for very long, and this is the third year of this shit. It's crazy. Joe the blacksmith chips in. That's rad. Make your life right, and your mind is resilient. And that's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. Trade Caruso for OKC for 2 first-round picks. Those Clipper picks looking too good. That's funny. That's funny. Bulls don't play defense. Well, I mean, the Bulls are a top 10 defense in this league, which is still scary with how they've been playing. You know what? They may have dropped down, especially let me check on that real quick. I just want to see where the Bulls rank currently on defense. Let's take a look at that. They've dropped down to 11th. So they're top half of the league defense, which is crazy because we get cooked quite often. Cooked quite often. Reginald Short says just waiting on the season to be over with. That's crazy that we're at this place already. Me and Pat were actually talking about that. It's like we it currently feels like we're 65 games into the season, like maybe like 45 games into the season, where the trade deadline is quickly approaching. You're just like, hey man, this season's about to be over soon. Let's get through this All-Star break. Like it is what it is, man. Big C says this is just depressing. Listen, it is like once I realized how this Bulls team was going to play in the lack of heart, it helped remove the expectation. After I had that initial rant, I'm sure a lot of you guys got to see. That removed a lot of it for me, man. I was able to get a lot of the frustration off, a lot of the grievances, let a lot of the little stuff go. And at this point now, I'm just watching this team, trying to evaluate and having fun with you guys, man. That's what it is. Are you surprised Justin Lewis? Whoa, what happened there? Are you surprised Justin Lewis is struggling with the shooting? Yeah, because well, no, I'm not surprised because he's coming back from an ACL injury. We've seen players take a year, full year, to get back from an ACL injury. So we'll see on that one. But all right, guys, I'll be back post game show. They're about to come back from the half. Make sure you guys are tuned in. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. See red, go Bulls. Love you guys.